going, guys? So today we're going to do a bit of an update on the young baby blotched blue tongues we got from last season. There's one out there now. They're actually going to move enclosures today, so let's find them all and see how they're doing. So I've got 7 that I kept from last season. So let's box them up. You can see they've grown quite a lot. So this is from the last litter of the season. You can see how big that animal's gotten. This is the sibling as well. Unfortunately, he's in shed. He's actually the prettiest one that I even kept back. But they're all pretty in their own way. So you can see they've grown quite a lot and they're not even a year old yet. So it's pretty impressive what blue tongues can do with such little time. Look at that one. Beautiful. And lucky last is over here. If I can reach out without her biting me. Let's see. Here we go. That one's a bit of a chonker as well. And so they're upgrading from this hutch here. This is the biggest hutch I have. But they're going to go out into the pits because the pits are my favourite place to keep the blotchies. So here they all are. We're up at the pits now, where some of their parents live. There's one out and about there. The pits are starting to grow in with some nice plants and stuff. We're going to do a bit of work on that in a minute, but for now, let's actually get these blotchies in there and situated. So this one on the end here is actually empty. So we'll grab all these guys and start putting them in. Oh, I just love seeing them cruise around in the more naturalistic setting. There you go. This one's a beast, hey? Almost as big as her mum. There you go. Now, I still don't know if I'll keep all of these guys yet. I'm pretty sure that one there is a boy. I don't have too much room for extra males, so he might be going to a good friend of mine in a little while. But, I definitely know this one's a boy. He's dropped sperm plugs already, but I am not going to get rid of him. He is one of my favourite blotchies I've ever produced. He is stunning. Alright, and lucky last, this is Grumpy. Not living up to your name today. Alright. So off they go. Gonna explore around. This pit's a bit overgrown with, you know, some different weeds and stuff like that, but I really don't mind. It's natural for the animals. They live in that grassy sort of leaf litter in the wild. It's exactly how I found them, so I don't mind giving them something that replicates that. Now, how I'm running the pit setup these days is obviously the whole back part sort of there is covered with tin, so it stays completely dry, completely out of the sun, and it's a total retreat for the animals. And then this next sort of third here is actually that shade cloth, which provides a bit of partial shade, keeps a bit of that high intensity sun off there. And the animals actually spend quite a lot of time under there after they've warmed up in the morning. And then of course, down the front, it's totally open, so they can get that full sun and come and hang out and all that. So now I've thrown all the shading back, we can get a better idea for how the pits are actually looking these days. So I've tried to plant them out a bit more. They are still growing in quite a bit, so there's a lot that still needs to, you know, come through. But this thing, I didn't even plant this. This just started growing on its own. I think we have a tree nearby that may have dropped a seed or something, but I don't mind it at all. It looks really good. Gives the animals some nice cover, and yeah, obviously it just has that really awesome naturalistic look. So we have that. We have a few of these different grasses and things, which are really cool. And I've also even added some weeds in the form of dandelions. So you can see we have flowers constantly growing, coming out. The animals can pick those off as they want. And I literally just got some dandelion plants, dug them up, planted them in here, and they've been going wild. So it's good for the animals, something for them to eat as well if they want to forage, and just all about replicating that natural environment. So we've got some kangaroo paws as well, and a few other things like that. Again, this one is mostly just grasses and things that have grown out by themselves, but they look really good. Now, funny thing with these grass plants here is they get quite large. If we walk over here to the other pits, you can see it's coming out of the roof. The thing is massive, absolutely huge. Takes over the whole whole enclosure. So what I've done for these pits over here is I've actually planted them in quite small pots, so they won't really ever get much bigger, at least diameter wise, than what they are now. They'll grow a bit taller, but they're not going to totally take over the space, so I think they'll look really cool just like that. I mean, for me, nothing really beats coming up here, seeing the blotchies, seeing what they're up to in these natural looking environments. Just thriving out here, hey, they do so well. That right there is my original blotch blue tongue I ever got. Uniquely called Blotchy. Hopefully he's going to father some more babies this year for me, which would be absolutely incredible. So one of the best parts of keeping out in these pits is they're really low maintenance, you know, they're essentially bioactive, they're out in nature here, there's all sorts of bugs and things in there that the animals can eat, and also will clean up after the animals, the plants as well, and your natural elements, the sunlight, the rain, everything. It just keeps the animals so healthy and happy. But they're not totally maintenance free. There is a few things I do to help keep that sort of naturalistic look going and helping the whole process. So let's do a bit of that now. So something I like to do is add leaf litter to my pits. It really gives it a nice natural look. So I've got some here that have been out drying in the sun for about a week or so. So I like to peel them off and put them in. So the way we get this nice leaf litter look is basically as simple as you'd imagine. You just snap off some leaves and throw it right in. Alright, so there we have some extra leaf litter now in the pits that can start breaking down, and this provides a few different benefits for the animals. So first and foremost, obviously it looks nice and it gives them some good enrichment, some new smells, some textures they can bury under it, feel secure and everything like that. Now because they can feel secure with that extra cover, it also means they're usually out a lot more and they stay out and be visible and display really well, which is quite a good benefit. Along with that, I found, especially with the weather lately, it's been really raining and horrible, it actually helps dry out that surface layer of the enclosure a lot faster, so they're not sitting on some damp soil all the time. They sit on the nice dry leaves that heat up quite well and get that sunshine. So things are pretty exciting right now at the moment as well, because we have a few pregnant females. As you can see, this one's absolutely chonky as. She's always having babies and giving nice big healthy litters. So I'm keen to see how she goes. And we have a few others as well, and I think they're going to go hopefully next month. So can't wait to see how many babies we get this season. I can't wait to see those little tiny buggers. Now, even though it's pretty blotchy centric up here, it's not all we actually have out here. So in this one we have a dear old friend somewhere in here. There he is, the big man himself, my black blue tongue skink, Crowley. He's actually shedding right now, look at that. So this guy is an absolute weapon. He's a big boy these days, and yeah, he cruises up here and he's sort of living out his life, living his best life really, out here in the pit. So he's doing great as always. I absolutely love this guy. So it's pretty cool to see a morph, I guess, but these are a naturally occurring morph. So I guess it does make sense that you'd see them out in a bit more of a natural environment as well. So yeah, just a nice bit of contrast to the blotchies out here. Alright, well there you go guys, there's a bit of an update on some of the young blue tongue skinks that aren't that small anymore, as well as some of the things going on with the pits. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to see more baby blue tongues on the way soon. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.